All right, hello. How's it going? So we're gonna start a new build here, trying to get a larger wheel loader, so we can use some other things in the career series. Kind of wanted to make something bigger anyway. So I have a good diagram here of the build that we're gonna work on. So it's a Cat 992K is gonna be the inspiration. And so I got all the dimensions, so let's quickly take a look at that. So here's some of the dimensions here. And so it's going to make it reasonably easy to start building on this. And this is going to allow me to mine a little bit more efficiently. Started mining in career. Started the new 2026 career build series yesterday. Go ahead and take a look at that if you like. But this will help getting something a little bit bigger here, and then expedite mining some more. So we'll go ahead and we'll start working on this. But that's what we're working from is that diagram. I think what I'm going to do is, let's see if I'm going to regret doing this, but probably not. Let's load this up real quick. I want to see what the color is on this one. Okay. Start with this color. I usually don't like doing this, but this will make it a little bit easier. Alright, so I think I'm going to start with the back. So I got to look at some of the diagram here and figure this out. Trying to see if I can get a meter on the, here, let's do it on here. Do it together. Alright, so I need to get a meter, essentially, reading here. So, I'm trying to find something that's... So this is 5.9 meters, essentially. Trying to find some round number. That's 10.1 meters. Trying to get a conversion going here. I would like to have a measurement from the bumper to the cab here, but I don't really have that. So I'll have to do a conversion. Find the easiest conversion here. Probably max height overall bucket raised. So what we'll do is we'll put a pointer here. And that is going to be where that is at. The left scale there. That is 1. Those 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Yes. So that's 143. Move this. The hell's the scale here? I don't see it. Okay. Alright, there it is. I've got it. Alright, and that is, let's say, 500 minus 10, so 590. 590 minus 143. 447 pixels divided by 10 is going to be 44.7 pixels per meter. All right, 44.7 pixels per meters. Oh, yes, eliminated. Hello, Fred. How are you? So that's my scale. Let's go ahead and we'll get the conversion here. So let's do line. All right, we are where? 115 to 115 to 400. 285 divided by 44.7 equals 6.37 meters. All right, that's 6.37 meters there. That is 115 to 360. 360 minus 115. All right, that's 5.48 meters. All right, right there. All right, so that gives us a good start. Yeah, keep it up, Freddie. Gonna finish that. How's it going, Oliver? That sort of shit to yourself. Let's see. We need 5.5. All right, there's 5.5 meters there. Try to find a width on here. See any widths, huh? Hell is the width? I like to get the width knocked out. Let's see, volume. Let's see. Here we go, bucket specifications. Let's see if we can get a width on this. It's being a pain in the ass to find a width. Really is. That's capacities. They're hiding the width, I'm telling you that. Many types of buckets. No width, alright. Alright, here's a top down. Let's see if I can find this one. It's a hydraulic schematic. Don't need that. I like it how they have no width on here. Quite annoying. It says 5 meter wide. Let's see. 5.5 meters wide. All right. It looks a little wide to me, but we'll see. That's at the tire width. I don't think the tires really stick out too much off the fender wells, but I'm gonna look at more pics. Don't have many head-on pictures, I'm telling you that. Yeah, pretty much the back goes right to the rear of it, so. We'll play with that. I can play with the dimensions. I'm going to make it my own anyway, so it's alright. They really don't like having a width on here at all. Bucket width, 15.83 feet. Width over tires, 18.05. Yeah, so about 5.5, so that should work. All right. I gotta measure to where the wheel is from the rear of the bumper. That is 115 again to 10, 15, nope, 1, 2, 3, 4, 20. Yep, so 270. 155 divided by 44.7 is 3.46 meters. All right, so 3.5 meters. See what the wheelbase is. Wheelbase is 11. It's 5 point, we'll say 6 meters probably. Probably cut it there, that'd be fine. All right, let's see height off of the tires. The bumper height is 5, which is about 1, say 1.25 meter at most. All right, that's about right. And what was the difference there? Let's see. 6.37 minus 5.48. It's 0.89, so 1 meter cab will stick off. Or about 7.5 will decide which way to go. All right, and then the height is going to be to the top of the cab is let's say 5.6. 6 point, let's say 6.25 on that. All right. All right, that's the cab will be there, and then it's going to be about 5.5 maybe. That's the top of the cab. Okay, that's the cabin. Alright, let's measure the bumper height. Is gonna be 415. 2. 440. Quarter. I'll make it too thick though. Wish I could get a rear schematic of this thing. No rear schematics is kind of annoying. It's a rear picture, so that gives me some idea what I need on there. Okay, so we got dueling staircases, so they got to be 3 wides. Oh, more people to kick on Twitch. That's like Twitch's whole job. Alright, good. So that's starting to come along. Staircase, and then right off the top of the staircase is when the engine compartment ends. See some top-down views of this is what I need. Okay, that's a good picture there. Alright, it comes up maybe 3-4 blocks in the rear. It goes all the way. They got a railing coming up there, so it'll be there about. Thank you, Oliver. Yeah, it's coming along nicely. I'm gonna hit the head real fast. I'll be right back. Put up my bathroom break thing. Yeah, my mic was still off. Thanks for letting me know. Alright, so let's see. Thanks, Tripper. Good to see you, Tripper. Thanks for letting me know my mic was off. Appreciate that. I kind of want this thing to be a monster. That's the only reason why I'm making it so big. God damn it, I hate color swap with a passion. That's going to be 250 cylinders worth of engine. Gonna be a beef cannon of an engine. Alright, big beef of an engine. Yeah, the drill requires quite a bit of torque, so this helps with that drill to get just massive amounts of torque to it. that shit. Let's see. Oh, that actually, it's hilarious that that line's right up with where it needs to go. Okay. All right, good. That's there. Hell is that about? That the reduction? That's the reverse gear. All right. That not hooked to anything anymore? That's not hooked to anything. I can get rid of that, but I've got it on there for now. Trying to decide what I want to do with the back grill here. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. Okay. Yeah. No need for steam engines. I'm not a weirdo. about that shit. I'll replace that. That needs to go. Oh my god, just drag properly, you scoundrel. The bucket looks actually pretty small on this one because, you know, it doesn't scale necessarily linearly. The amount of load you can have on there. That bucket looks pretty good. I might raise it a bit. The other thought is to put in vertical drills. So if it has double the capacity, it just needs double the drilling, so I don't really need to go overboard with that. The thing of it is that this is going to be very centrally, I see this is the problem, is it's going to centrally drill if I do it this way. And the problem with that is if I miss, like, if the bucket's so big, if I try to get like half a patch, I'm going to have problems. So try some stuff here. So it's probably better to do vertical drills like this. I'm thinking something like that. What the fuck did I just do? How's that? Oh, okay, just put them on the outside. That's it. Okay. I'm thinking something like that. Now extend the front of the bucket forward a little bit. All right, so that's, what are they? They're 27 apiece, so 27 times 6, 120, 6 times 7 is 42, 167. 267 rather. 267. 27 times 6. 267. 162. Okay, what the fuck? My math that bad? No, that makes it 162. All right, 162. So that's going to be 324. I think that's a pretty good fill size there. Oh, what's that? 19. That looks pretty good bucket-wise. It's even a little bit long this way, but I think that'll work out all right. The other thing is I got an idea on this too. Here we go. I need this channel here at least. Let's see. Okay, that's 27 times 6 again. $162. If I go there, I'm going to be right on the edge again, have my problem. I need to be able to have a path through here to get to the drills, or I could go straight up. I might have enough. I'll have enough space to go straight up, so I can kill that. All right, that works. I'll have a path to go straight up, so we'll do that. Okay, that works. Actually, still go through the back and then go up to the drills. That'll work. All right. Something in the neighborhood of this. Alright, so those drills are connected, that's that, and then it's a little bit further forward. I wish I didn't have to go so far forward. It's alright, it's whatever. Bucket doesn't look oversized. The bucket looks a little bit big, but it's not terribly big. Yeah, I'll play with that if I need to. Bucket looks just a touch big. Oh, that's there. That's why. What the fuck is this about then? Yeah, the bucket's a little big, but I don't know. I'll play with it later. Get it once we get the whole thing in there, we can proportion it better, but needs to come back this way a little bit, the bucket, but I don't know. We'll have to dick with it later. I'll probably shrink it back in one. But then I gotta like cover these funnels properly. If I do an angled one, I can cover the top ones fine, and then might have problems with the bottom ones. See what it is. It's got to be an odd number is the problem. What's that gonna be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. That helps. 7 by 19. 7 by 19. I'm gonna go take a quick bathroom break. I'll be back. All right, let's see. Can't really make the bucket any narrower than it already is. So that's kind of where I'm at there. Got to be a 7 by 14. Okay. All right, we'll XML this. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Alright, so that's all hidden now. Look through the brochure, see if I can get some better pictures of the teeth in the bucket. Teeth are hard to do because of just the scaling. It's alright, I guess, for now. Alright, so we got the bucket in there. Let's go ahead and do a color swap here. That's back to where it needs to be. Start working on the arm. The arms on this one, it has a single arm. Bring up the picture again here. It doesn't have twin arms, it has a single arm. Kind of like that. We'll work on that arm. And the geometry and everything else there. About floor level is where the pivots are. About the floor levels where they're at, so right about there maybe. All right, so 7. So from the tire to the end of the bucket should be 2 meters. So from the tire to the end of the bucket should be 2 meters. So there. So I gotta move that bucket 2 forward. All right. All right. Trying to kind of get the arm shape. The arm has a very interesting shape, so I want to kind of capture that. That's pretty close to the shape of the real arm. I think, do we want to go one wider? I don't know. It has kind of a thin, spindly arm. Want to kind of reproduce that. I need this distance though, or I could flip this. I could flip them. I just need a passage in there for that, and then this is going. Okay, good. Looks pretty realistic to how it is. That's good. I like it. Hello, Rasmus. How are you? Give me the green one, Jesus. Alright, good. That's plumbed up for the drill. I gotta check the clearance on these. Get some more micros going over. That is the transmission. They're all garbage, I think. Yeah, there was one that I think was useful. Yeah, this backup alarm there. No, they're not touching. I'm doing well, Rasmus. How are you? I already asked. I'm doing well. That needs to go. Okay. Get that over there. That actually probably doesn't even need to be used, but we'll bring it with us in case I do need it. All right, let's see. Need these. I know how much work it is for a challenge, but it'd be nice. I can't wait for the video to come out for Alistair's challenge. That'll be nice. It's tough to have patience, but must have patience, as it is a hell of a lot of work. All right, let's look. Alright, fuel manifold. And then, let's see, let's go down on it actually, right that. Alright, so that is 2 fuel tanks plumbed up. Alright, and then gas relief valve can go anywhere, really, frankly. Alright, there's the gas relief valve. we're starting to wrap up what we have in here. I need diesel spawners in there. Cooling, I don't have that. That I can put in later. Arms. Bucket has bucket control still in there. Nice. Alright, let's see. I need the relay in there. Alright, I think we might be ready for a start. Just need to put diesel spawners in there. Alright, those are diesel spawners. They're vented tanks. We have air. We need exhaust. I think we're good for a crank. Alright, let's see if we can't get a crank out of this. That's not a good sign. Alright. Need a composite for the engine anyways, RPS from the engine. It's an RPS issue is why we're not getting it, so that's that, and then RPS, it's rating no RPS, so starters there. Starters have electricity, do they not? They do. Generators have electricity, are bringing back electricity. They are. That's good. All right. Okay, no start. Alright, so it's not reaching the signal. Merged. Does the seat get disconnected? No, seat's still connected. The panels get disconnected. No, that should be connected. Key's connected. That's all merged up. Alright, what's not doing here? Now that needs to be merged anyway. Let's merge that real quick. Right, what is causing the starter not to go? We're not even getting a start signal. Check the electricity off of this. That's on the hot side. Got infinite electricity too, so it shouldn't be an issue there. Not even getting a start signal. What's up with that? Key's coming down. The key get misconnected? I think it did. Yeah, key got misconnected. Okay. That's what it was. When I was doing the brakes, I misconnected it. All right. Anton Anderson, how are you? I became a member again. Thank you. Appreciate it, Anton. How are you? Good to see you. We're having that issue again with the engine, so we need to delete it out and repaste it. I don't know why it's been doing that, but it's been doing that, so. Something's up. Oh, the composite got deleted. That's what. Alright, composite got deleted. Now, the transmission's going to have to change a little bit because, of course, the diameter of the tires change, right? So that's going to make this go much faster than the other one. RPS got disconnected because I didn't plug that back in because I put in new, and so it doesn't know what its RPS is, so it's gonna rev to max. So these are some of the issues that commonly have. If you kind of think of them logically, why would it rev up way too high? Because it doesn't know where the RPS is, so it still thinks it's 0, so it's trying to go higher. Good. I'm doing well, Anton. Good to see you. All right, there we go. Actually, the speed's not too bad, even with the larger tires. Doing 7. Holy shit. I gotta change that to something different. Dinging's because the door is open. Actually, I don't really need to change the transmission. It's working all right. All right, good. And then we need to do the drills. Where are the drills at? RPS goes there. Drill fill level goes to one of the... Oh, shit. These aren't going to bridge, huh? Crap. Because they're not touching, they're not going to... That's not a big deal. All right, what do we have? 12 times 27. 324. All right, 323. All right, that fixes that. All right, we gotta plumb in the drills. Ah, shit, that's not gonna work there, huh? Yeah, it's not gonna do with that shit. Shit. Alright, nice. That will work. Alright, so that gets the drill into where I need to be, and that also articulates it, and I can fake something on this side. There we go. Alright. So that should get the drill going. Kill this music for a bit here. How's it going there, Storm? Just building a large loader. Can't tell if the drills are moving. Drills are not moving, which they should be. All right, let's go to steering goes to steering here. That'll help with that. I'm gonna go ahead and move the weight. Okay. What else did I need to do? See why the hell the drill's not working? Yes. That goes to here, which is the torque connection. That goes to there, which is the torque connection. That's powered and brained. Okay. See why the drill's not work. Oh, gear indicator maybe? On the drills panel? No. Right here, RPS. That's why. Okay. That'd be why, because if the RPS is too low in the motor, it will not engage the drill because it will stall at the engine, so. So the other thing too is this one in the back has one drill. This one has, what, 6 drills? So it might be overkilling the drills. I have to keep that in mind as well. Yep, so that's too much drillage at the moment. Let's see. Shit. All right, we got 6 drills going. I think there's 6 drills, right? 6 drills. All right, it's facing away from the engine. Alright, there go the drills. Can't see the drills themselves. I need to know the RPS of the drills. Okay, so they're doing 3.6, which I think, what did I have the other ones at? Almost 7. So on the other loader, it was almost at a 7, I think. Yeah, it was 6 point something. So these are going half, and there's 6 of them. So, so we'll do, so as long as they're going 1 something, it drills the same. They're going, so we're still doing better. All right, good. Let's do this. So I'm having to down gear this because, you know, despite it being a 5x5, it's still a shitload of torque because we have 6 drills instead of 1. So what I'm going to do on the second one here is we'll do a 6.5, we'll do a 1.1, 6.5. That's a 3.1. Plug the electricity in. All right, and then we can do a switch on this. 6 is doing nothing, so we'll use 6. And then I need to read the RPS of the drills, which I wish there was a node for. There isn't, so I gotta jump out. That's fine. So I gotta write down the numbers. It was 3 something with, and you can see it was really struggling to start up the drills. So it's definitely gonna have to be lower geared. But I had to do this on the other one too. Whoa, Jesus. What's going on here? Okay, there we go. All right, we're 3.6. So 3.6 at a 3-to-1 ratio is 3.6 RPS. At first I was going to build a 995, which is an even bigger one. All right, so we should see the speed and the RPM go up. Good. The speed actually might not go up. The speed's probably maxed out, so that's not really going to go up. And we're at 3.2. So that would be a, let's see, 3.1. 6 divided by 5 is a 1.2 times 3.3. It's 3.6. That's a 3.6 reduction. 3.6 to 1. It's going to give us 3.22 RPS. So if we do 3.22 times 6 drills, we're drilling effectively as though one drill was drilling at 19. So it's still, you know, doing considerably faster drilling than the other one. Let's go ahead and we know 6.5 is going to work better. Let's see, 5.2. 5 divided by 2 is 2.5 times 1.2 is a 3. 3 times 3 is 9 divided by 2 is a 4.5. Let's try that. And then 5 times 3 is 15 divided by 4 is a 3.75. Let's do that. What was I doing? 5.2. So 5 times 3 is 15 divided. Yeah, so it's got to be a 3.2. So we'll do a 6.5, 3.2. And then we have 5 times 6 is 30, divided by 10 is a 3 to 1. Yeah, so that's even on that one. So that's a 3 to 1, so there's no point in even doing that one. And then we have a 9.5, which would be 5 times 9. What is it? Divided by 10. 4.5. Okay. Let's try this. I don't want stalling. I want it to run smoothly. We're still drilling effectively. Now, like, you know, you might think, oh, cut down the drill count, but part of the whole reason to have this many drills is that I get the full width of the bucket for drilling, so. Let's hear for stalls. 3.14. That's a 3.75. All right, so 3.75 to 1 is giving us a 3.14. That's a 2.75. And that's going to be, what is it, 9.5? I just did the math. Is that a 4.5? 5 times 9, 45 divided by 5. No. 5, 10 divided by 10, 4.5. 4.5 to 1. All right, let's do this too. Let's go in the drills. RPS clutch in here. Let's go to 5 so that it doesn't clutch in the drills till 5 RPS. That's going to hopefully get it so I can have higher gear ratios. Let's see. Let me do some more gear ratios here. 3 times 6 is 36, divided by 5 is a 7. Yeah, 3 times 6 is 18, divided by 5 is a 3.6. Let's go. Try it with the new higher gear ratio, or the new higher rev clutch in period. Kind of dumps the clutch because as soon as I go into that gear, I want the drills to start. So I kind of... Alright, so now it's not stalling. It is kind of oscillating, which I'll fix. .6. Alright, that's pretty damn good. 3.6. Because that's 3.6 times 6, so 3.6 times 6 is 21 RPS on the drills. Oh, I'm glad that sounds good. Let's check. Let me catch up. I made a front loader a week ago. Oh, very nice, Storm. What size the engine? It's a 2-cylinder 5x5. XML resource trading? Not sure, no. Oh, good, yeah. Yeah, hi all. Yeah, I think the sound sounds good. Let's go in second gear. And then if we get out of this, it's gonna drill goes off. I gotta change the turning radius here because of the turn radius actually not too bad. Might move the pivots down one, I don't know. But that's gonna be the max reach, as you can see. So that's pretty damn good. Alright, so let's do this. Let's go to the drills. 6 I think is fine, but what we'll do is it's 0.01. Let's make it 0.05. Because I don't want the clutch on, clutch off, clutch on, clutch off. I want it to slowly increase the clutch. I think what we're going to do is this. All right. And then let's go back. Fix the clutch in number. All right, we'll do one quick run here, and then I'm going to throw it in the add-on editor and get the, I want to get it out there and drill. There we go. That's about where I want it. All right, we'll see what the drill RPS is going to be. RPM, RPS, whatever. 3.14. All right, 3.14 I can live with. That's not bad. All right, good. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of everything out back here. I don't need any of this anymore, I hope. And if not, I can fix it again. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure how to XML it, the resource trade, and I'd have to search the files, and I'm not sure if you can do it or not. All right, so let's see how long it takes us to fill up this bucket. All right. I didn't hook up the funnels, so I can't dump, but that's fine. This bucket actually doesn't look too bad. It's a little bit on the big side. This bucket looks small compared to the actual loader itself. I need to grip up these tires. Gotta screw my test up. It's hitting hard. It's drilling fast. It's drilling really fast. All right. All right, I already have 45 in there. So that's, okay, that's 45 on this side and 36 on the other. So that's 70 on one run, so that's not bad. All right, let's XML this grip so it's usable. Let's also... all right, that's in. We're gripped up. So this is scaled to the right one for the 922K. The 995 is even bigger, so I'm kind of glad I didn't go to the 995. It's just all right. That's good. All right. Yeah, it's pretty fast there, Jay. And that was with it sitting there, you know, when it once gripped up and I can keep it moving. So we'll see how long it takes to get full. It's a little bit slow to get the drills back on, so missed the patch altogether on that one. Yeah, this has a wider bite too, so it gets more of the patch in one pass as well, so. Yeah, it hit that one late. Yeah, I definitely need the clutch to come in faster because it's causing problems with you know, my timing's off. Like before with the other loader, I had to try to like line it up to do these real long passes, where with this one I don't have to do that as much because it's got such a wide bucket that I, you know, can hit both sections of the patch at once. Like that patch there is almost dead. Missed that one because the drill took too long to engage. Alright, I think we're full. Yeah, we're 100% full. Alright. So we're full now. That was worked out pretty well. That's full. Alright, nice. Alright, so that's really good. Let's do a couple things on this. Yeah, that works out really well. I like that a lot. So, it's drilling pretty well. I need the drill to come in faster, though, 100%. It's drilling so fast that I really like... I want to have to drive around a little bit and hit some patches. You know, I don't want to, like, hit one patch and go to the truck. If you were watching the live stream for the Career Build series there the other day, the... let's see. Let's try 01 with this newer, lower gear ratio. I was able to like do a quick loop and fill up the bucket of the other one real fast, so. Alright, we gotta watch the RPM on this one. Alright, so this is what we want to watch here. We want to go to 3. Then we want to click back to 1. Alright, that's not bad. So now we're driving without the drills on. Drills come in. It's when we first start because the momentum is not up yet. Let's try something. I don't know if this is going to work. I was thinking of adding a larger flywheel, but then I have to move the drive shaft, which I'm not opposed to, because that will, so if you don't understand what a flywheel is, it's adding mass to the engine, essentially. Like the pistons have mass, the cranks, the, you know, all the components that are rotating together have mass. And so, you know, an object in motion wants to stay in motion, right? So the more mass that object has, the harder it is to stop, essentially. So when you're talking about stalling your engine by having a flywheel, it makes it so that it's harder to get that engine to stall out, because once it's running, it wants to stay running, and so you can add and remove load really, you know, and it will help keep from stalling, which is why, for example, on tractor trailers, you know, you have big flywheels because the you can let off the clutch, and now you're trying to move a huge amount of mass, and it doesn't matter because the rotational mass of the engine is so high that it allows you to quickly, you know, not quickly, but lift up the clutch and get moving without stalling out the truck. You know, and so we want to do some of that. So and I'm not, you know, some people glitch by slipping it. I'm not slipping this. All I'm doing is making it so that it's going to be less likely to slow down the engine, which causes it to stall because it's going to have more mass. So I had a 3x3 on there. I'm going to put a 5x5 on there. Now, It's gonna take longer to start. I don't care if it takes longer to start. Some people they get all hung up on oh, it takes a while to start. Big engines take a long time to start. Is that aligned correctly? I don't think it is. I think we're one. Yeah, we're one too low. I think. Yeah. There we go. All right. All right, and then I just need to reroute the drive shaft, which isn't a big deal, for the rear wheels. All right, we'll try that, and I want to keep it. I want to keep it pretty speedy so that when it kicks it up a gear, it kicks it up a little bit. I gotta attach a bunch of shit. All right, let's go. Clutch needs to go in. Just a constant number. That clutch is always engaged. All right, that should be good. I've got that back down to 0.01. It still should stay at a 6 for clutch engagement. Yeah, it increases inertia. It still should stay for a 6 for clutch engagement. We do have more mass with the engine. It might be able to go lower than that, but we'll see. All right, we're up and running. All right, we're gonna delete the cylinders out again because I think I keeps doing this glitchy thing. I don't know why it does this, but it may or may not be this problem, but this is a quick solution if it is, so. All right, and then we need to make a composite connection. Our PS needs to go a couple places. See if that was it. It may not be that problem, but I've been having that problem every once in a while. There we go. Nice. All right, so I might be able to even knock the gear ratio down. I gotta hook a couple more things up here. RPS goes there. It should be it. Let's try. What are we at now? All right, let's try that. What's that? Still 5.2. All right. I might be able to get faster drilling with this too. So. So see how quickly it recovers? That's because the engine weighs so much more now that it's harder to stop the engine, right? And so the amount of force required to start the drills, right? Object at rest wants to stay at rest. The drills want to stay at rest. We have to take that amount of force from the engine, and by getting the flywheel, we have more inertia. That inertia is helping us get that rolling. All right, so now we're at 3.9. This sucker's gonna drill like crazy. Let's try to, like that has no problem at 3.9. So like if you understand the physics of these things, it, you know, it's not necessarily one-to-one for the game, but it doesn't need to be. The concepts are there. You know, people act like if it's not 100% realistic to the world, it doesn't work. No, the concepts are still there, right? You add inertia, you add rotating mass to your engine, you can solve some of these problems. Right, so right there, that hesitation, perfectly happy with that. And that's, and you gotta also realize that's when we initially first start moving, right? And so that's when we initially first start moving, and watch what happens when we go to third, right? Oh, I did the wrong way. So there's third, right? The drills are disconnected. We have the whole momentum of the vehicle going. Now I shift down, the drill comes on. You notice it's not as hard on the system because the wheels are turning, which is taking resistance off of the engine, right? The whole wheels become part of that rotating mass of the engine, and it allows us to more quickly get the drills going. So what we're really kind of working on there was just getting that initial start. So it was a little bit nitpicky. I'd see where they're rotating at now. So I'm happy with that. That's really good. And you can see how people stack, you know, they're doing it, they're slipping gearboxes, but if you can stack up, you know, the flywheels, you're increasing that inertia. So 4.33 times 6 is 25.98. So that's the equivalent of one drill going 25.98, but it, of course, would have less reach. All right, so let's do a couple things to this. One, I want to put the dump in there for the bucket. All right, I got to put that back in. I got to put the tilt back in here. Need a tilt sensor in here somewhere. All right, so there's a couple things. Let's do these couple things, then I got to finish up here. But, all right, so what we want to do here on the... Shit, that's not helpful. If this was 2 blocks, that would be fantastic and gorgeous, but it isn't. All right, so let's go ahead, and we're going to cut there. Grab this. All right. Cut this. No, we don't want to do that. Like that. All right, so I'll show you what I'm going to do. The problem is we have essentially 2 buckets here. We have the left side and the right side of the buckets, right? And so we have the 2 sides of the buckets, and they're filling at different rates, of course, because we might, on one side we might be touching it, and the other side we might not. And so what we want to do here is we need to add a clutch in here so that I can shut off each side independently when they fill. So I really wish the devs would add single part clutches. You can see shit's annoying when we have these these 2 wide clutches. I don't like that because it makes it's a tough on space. You know, somebody was asking on Reddit, what blocks would you like? I would love a brake block, but a 1x1 clutch would also be fantastic. All right, so now when this side fills up, we can shut just this side off. And then because what we had, like, if you notice when we first did the pass, it showed 36 on one side, like 45 on the other. And so the reason why we had some spill on the ground was because they weren't being shut off independently. All right, so let's see. What's this reverse about? Oh, if we're in reverse. Okay, that's fine. Drill level port, gear indicator, RPS, drill level starboard, drill clutch. All right, that's drill clutch. Drill clutch, port. Drill clutch starboard. All right, and then we want, that's starboard. Port. All right. And then 323 divided by 2. How the fuck's that work? Oh, because I had the number wrong. 6 times, what was it, 27? So it's 6 times 27 is 162 a side. So we'll have it stop 1 higher. Okay. All right, here's the starboard side. That goes there. So what this does is only in first and second gear will the drill run. Other than that, the drills won't run. So that's what that's about. So the starter shuts off the drill clutches and reverse shuts off the drill clutches. If and if we're greater than that amount, and then also if we're not within the range of gears we want. So a bunch of conditions that shut the drills off. All right, so we got those going. So that's starboard clutch. That's the port clutch. We can actually get rid of that clutch in the middle. All right, good. All right, what's this at? That's at 1152. So what we're going to do is we're going to go like that. Not going to reinvent the wheel here. We're just going to go like this. And then that doesn't need electricity. That's fine without it. We're not switching gears on it. Gear indicator I need because that's going to tell me the reason that got disconnected was it was because of me moving it. How's the gear indicator? The fuck is the gear indicator? The hell is the gear indicator? Why can I not find this? Right here. Okay. Gear indicator right there. All right. It's already what? All right. And then we got the fill level starboard, fill level port, drill RPS. I moved these. That's why they're all funky. So plugged in the wrong shit. So. All right. So those are fixed. And then I need my tip, which I don't know where that went. Where's the bucket tip? Right over here somewhere. Where the hell's the tilt controller? Right here. Okay. Bucket tilt dump. This should be in the bucket, but whatever. It's here for now. I need a tilt indicator. All right, so that now can tip. Let's fix electricity here. These two can go off that. Bingo. All right, that should be good. Let's save it. Why would that interest me? They're a gamer. All right, good. That's saved. All right, we're gonna change this up for the iron mine. I know you guys can't see it. It's just a factor of the add-on menu. Can't see it when I do it. Hell is the mine? There it is. Is that it? No. Okay. Is that it? I can't tell. That might be it there. I'm not sure. No. Shit. I hate this, that it's a pain in the ass to find the iron mine. Gotta do it by like eyeball, and then you don't have any reference points, so it's tough. I'm gonna have to like look at it again, find it on the map, and then try to like eyeball it. Like, especially the POIs that are like important. It's like label them. All right. All right. So right around this, I saw this curve here. So that curve, work off that curve. Please get me in the right neighborhood of where I need to be. All right, there we go. This one will work. All right. Shit, something blowing up. There we go. So scale-wise, it looks good. It should work well with this dump truck. That's why I wanted to make another one. Yeah, it's not a small vehicle either. It looks, it looks reasonably small, but it's not. I'm gonna turn down environmental sounds because it just makes that whistling noise. Alright, let's go ahead and see how many we got on that one quick hit of those two. See how many we got. 42 and 33, so 75. Pretty good on one pass. So that's about 10% of the bucket right there. No, it isn't. What is it? 12 times 27. 324. So that's a quarter of the bucket. So about 25% of the bucket we just filled in one pass there. So not too bad. That's gonna keep it where it's fun, where it's not like, oh my god, I gotta run over spots for 20 minutes to get a full bucket before I get to dump. No. That's why I talk about slow being fast. By going in first gear and going slow, you stay on the ore longer, and then you can go to the next one. If you're trying to like run over it at top speed, you wouldn't have much time on the patch. They'd have to be drilling very, very fast to get the same amount. So it's better to slow down. Plus, like realistically, you're not hammering through there super fast. You gotta actually pick the stuff up. Alright, so see where we are fill-wise. 162, 159, so we're pretty much full. This one's already shut off. So if we look at the clutch, if I can find it in here, I might not be able to see it. Clutch, I can't see the clutch, but that's full. This side's full. 6 times 27 is, yeah, 162. That's full. That one's almost full. So we're pretty much full. So I'll finish filling. The drills will auto shut off when they're done. So you'll be able to hear it and see it in the RPM that you're done. Oh, son of a bitch. All right. Yeah, it definitely could be better showing some of those things and then, like, labeling POIs that are important. You know, so it's important to me to, like, make sure that the amount of time it takes to fill is fun. So you don't want to be, like I said, you don't want to be, you know, driving back and forth for 20 minutes to then dump once. It's more fun if you can drive around for a little bit, you know, and then go dump in the back. And then, you know, vehicles where, like the rope shovel, where you sit in position, you know, that one, you're going to be in position longer. So we got a little bit to drill left. We have like 3 ore left. And we should listen for it to shut off. There it is. You can hear it's done. And you see we threw a couple, so I probably should make that number a little bit lower. Alright, there we go. Let's get some pictures of this new Johnny. You know, so this is a little bit more interactive. I find this type of drilling a little bit more fun. I love the rope shovel because you have to move the bucket with a little bit more precision. And this one you have to drive more, so it gives you some different like gameplay. Like the rope shovel is more like precision mining. You can get stuff in the wall there. And this one, like, you're on site, like actually driving from spot to spot. You have to go to the truck, you have to dump in the back of the truck. You do a little bit more movement. I like a little bit tighter turn radius, so I gotta work on the geometry of that a little bit. But we should probably be full here in a second. So I'll hit another spot, see if we're actually full. But yeah, the turn radius needs to be a little bit tighter. We're banging right there. We gotta fix that. But I like how it's hidden in the bucket. I don't, you know, not a huge fan of the drills. Like, you know, it's fine if you want to look like a drill, but like, you don't want to have a front end loader that has drills hanging off it. It doesn't look right. You know, you have a drill, yeah. Okay, we're full. It's spilling a little bit, so I need it down when they shut off. And the other thing too is they what I'll do is they slowly reduce the clutch. What I need is to instantly put it to 0 when it's done. So that might be actually enough to stop it. If we had a brake block, then I could actually like stop the drills. Yeah, so a couple passes there. We did 348 units of ore. So pretty quick. But not like ridiculous. Not like, oh my god, it's just like way OP. It's doesn't take the job of everything else, you know. It's a little bit more mobile than some of the other ones I've built, like the rope shovel and the excavator. They're slower, but they can sit on the spot. They can reach the wall, so they have their purposes. This has its purpose. Yeah, I just like when I talk about a brake block, I know you could do it. There's like 28 different ways to do it. Like, I have enough space in this, I could put a wheel with a variable brake. The thing is, like, I want them to make a block that's one by one. That way it's just more compact. And, you know, for braking. But yeah, you know, I might do that if I want a brake block, but I think all I really need to do is put it so that it zeroes it out. Shut my door so the buzzer stops going off. I think this is the right amount of time. Like, it doesn't need to be insanely fast. It doesn't need to be super OP. pretty maneuverable. It just needs a little bit of a tighter turn radius. So see how it's spilling on the ground? It won't do that once I put blocks in there, and the bucket itself will actually hold it. All right, yeah, so I like that. That's working well. It's, you know, I don't know what the total capacity is of this dump truck, but you can see how like it's working pretty well. It's going to work well with multiplayer. It's also going to be work well with single player where, you know, I drive around, I might get, I don't know, let's say 4 or 5 bucket loads before I fill the dump truck. Then I have to get in the dump truck and drive it. So it gives me something different to do so it doesn't get monotonous when I'm playing solo. And then multiplayer, somebody can be in an excavator and you got people driving the loaders or a loader and the rope shovel and the excavator and all these different vehicles. And, you know, it feels like it's fun. But, all right, guys, I think we're going to finish it up there. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you're new and you enjoyed it, consider subscribing. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.